Good day, people. I'm in Hamilton, in the woods right now.
Work. But it wasn't because of this, that's just because of the way that they are. Yeah, I was hoping that it would be good to me. What the legalize that?
Okay, let's go.
Because of that.
So, good day, people. I'm in Hamilton, in the woods right now. I'm walk and I'm here
Yeah.
chilling with
Yeah, I was
a
born
new
in
friend I just
1980. I've never been to the States, but my father was born over there. And I know how the States is and everything too. But yeah, could you get one picture? That's only because I was hoping that they would legalize it. It becomes illegal or it becomes extinct after a while.
What's that?
What I like to do?
Oh yeah. What I think? Ain't it illegal? Ain't it legal in some places? Some places in Canada don't. I hear they say that like it's legal
Yeah.
to do drugs, to buy drugs at the.
Yeah, well, I don't know about New York City, but the cops and everything of what people like to do. I'm not too sure about those kinds of people. But it's always been safe. I've never had no problems with nobody except for the police and everything. But I don't do that in front of those people. But yeah, that would be great because I was hoping that this becomes legalized. Otherwise, I'm out of stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. And this shit's always been around since the 1969.
It's always been around, eh?
Oh yeah. Rock cocaine's always been around.
It's not like it's something new or
This not for people, not for those kinds of people anyway. They throw their guns out, and get all uptight and everything for fucking nothing.
oh,
I've been caught by the police a whole bunch of times. But that's the guy that I usually like, though. He's a good guy. He knows how I live too. Never
Yeah.
get caught by the law doing that.
Hey, you look
Hi.
familiar.
Yeah, how are you doing today? Yeah, I know. My routine's always the same. Thank you. But yeah, well, I want to make that legalized, eh?
So
But because of those film people and everything, I would never go in there doing that. I'm not sure what kind of stupid people those people are. This has always been around though. Been around for years. And it's a safe thing too. I've never got hurt by nobody except by the police, so.
you never got hurt by nobody but the police.
Yeah, well, that's Hamilton Wentworth. But it wasn't because of this, that's just because of the way that they are. I was hoping that it would be good to me. What, the legalize that sick drug?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spoke with a lot of people, never had too many problems, except for only the police again, though. But yeah, I don't smoke that inside though in my apartment because they do call those people again. But then, yeah. Because,
So what's the feeling you get when you smoke?
yeah,
When you smoke, that's
yeah, I
what's the
get a
feeling
real
that you
good cocoa feeling, and I get the peaceful feeling where I feel like living for the weather and everything. So it's a really good drug. Fuck, man. Been like that since I was 7 years old. But not in
Repeat
front
that?
of film people, though.
Huh?
Not in front of film people or anything, though.
You say you've been doing it from the age of 7.
Yeah.
So how did you get introduced to it at that tender age?
Yeah, my uncle, he was born that way. He's been like that for his whole life. He got me into doing that when I was a kid, though. But I was born from the people, though, again, too.
Or you been selling it or you been dealing it or doing it?
No, I'm just a smoker.
No, I'm not talking you like your uncle. When he got you into it, he had been smoking it before, or
Uh,
he just come around the house and
Well, he's a little bit of both. He'll sell it, but usually he just smokes it all himself. That's the way
So
that
that's
he
how
is.
that's how you got introduced to it at that young age is by your uncle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was born in that time, anyways. That was the big thing.
Yeah,
when
you
I
were
was
born
a
in that
kid.
time when it was plenty and it wasn't as bad as now when police be clamping down.
Yeah, I know. It was yellow stuff when I was a kid, and it made you real skitty and everything too, though. This stuff here, it's pretty good shit, but it's not yellow rock or anything, though. But I come from the yellow stuff too, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was born.
I wouldn't know
1980.
because actually different from seeing it on TV. Seeing you do it just now is actually the closest I ever come to it. I'm
Yeah,
from
I
Jamaica,
know.
right?
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
from that country
Yeah,
over there.
I'm from Jamaica. We don't do that kind of stuff in Jamaica. People do it, but it's not popular as though I see it's been done in Hamilton overall. Like everywhere in the streets in Hamilton you walk, you can see. But not everybody's as calm as you.
Yeah, I know. Wow. I haven't been to the States. I've never gone over there. I was born in this country, but from what I've seen on the TV, though, not to do that outside in public or anything.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with normal living, too. Not with film people or anything, no, too. The film people, I don't really give a shit about. That's not
So
my
growing
problem.
up, like you've been to growing up, you've been to like primary school, high
Oh, yeah,
school.
yeah, yeah. I was in high school once, but I didn't want to work for a living. That's just the way I was raised again,
So
too.
you did all your schooling.
I just like to sit at home, smoke
Oh, yeah?
my weed and everything too. I never had much of a life because my family didn't like me because they didn't want to work for a living. So I didn't end up going to school. I got grade 10 and made it to grade 11 visual arts. And then I ended up doing 47 months in jail because I was hanging around people that like to be breaking enters and shit.
So basically,
But
You-
not armed robbery, just breaking
yeah.
enters.
So basically, that's the whole schooling from there.
Yeah, I
but
know, because I didn't want to work for a living. I don't like working 12-hour shifts sitting at some place that doesn't make much money because I didn't want to go to school and earn a diploma. And then the wage that I was making was only $9.50 an hour. That's
But at
not
that time
much.
in life, I guess now it's different because now you have like YouTube, TikTok, streaming. It can be a game streaming. It can be and things like those are paying the bills now that you don't have to do actual 9 to 5 or physical work. You know?
Yeah, I know. And in the States, you got to pay the rent. Hi, how you doing
yeah?
today? Yeah, I'm all right today.
Good.
Keep my habit to myself again. Yeah, I know. Thank you. But yeah, that's why I don't go over there, though. You never know what comes by over there.
Hey, look at. It looks like you're the cool. It looks like you're the cool guy in the block, man.
Yeah.
Everybody called to you with a friendly face and like you're the nice guy in the block, man.
Yeah, I try to be. I've always been that way, though. And with my substance there, that's always been peaceful. I've never met nobody, and I've smoked with a lot of people and done that for a long time and never had too many problems from nobody except for buying the product, though. I just stay with the people that I was raised with, that's all.
Yeah.
But not,
So after grade 10, you didn't make it to grade 11 in high school.
well, I could have made it through grade 11, but I didn't want to have a future because Canada's working in Canada's way of living is staying at a job for 12 hours a day, every single
Yeah.
day, and getting up at 4 in the morning and everything, too.
But you know, that's the actual truth. What you're saying is the actual truth. And enough people don't put that into realization that if you're not from here,
Yep.
you come here and you work hard enough to earn a dollar, to do back something back home, buy a house in Canada. But for persons that are born in Canada, tell them the whole truth about Canada and the work system. Give us an idea because you said you didn't finish high school because you didn't want to work for any 9 to 5 because
Yeah, I know. I
you
don't,
don't
like
think
that way
it's
of living, man.
yeah, it's a way of life.
I was just always socialist citizens, but I got lucky in life. I got beat up by the police. They're not allowed to do that kind of thing. And I didn't have anything on me. It wasn't bothering anybody. It was just going to get a couple of beers and that's all. And with this stuff too, I didn't do that at the time. That's only been since I've been homeless.
So you sue.
Yeah, they do all that too. Yeah,
The time when they beat you, did you make a lawsuit or you just
yeah,
let it
yeah.
slide?
Oh no, they do all that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They don't want me to get beat up by those people again, and I got hurt by those people quite a few times, not the first time. But the other 3 times that I got hurt, that wasn't recorded because they were old officers. Since 2015, they were wearing body cameras, but before that time, they were piece of shit people. I got beat up for doing breaking others and severely hurt. They weren't bearing body cameras, and there was no SIU. It's
So,
just the
so
bear
this,
unit.
this type of drugs that you take, what's the name of this one?
That's just hard. That's all that I smoke.
So that one that I normally see people take, like when I'm in the town walking and I see they slumping over and moving like zombie.
Yeah, that's
What's that one?
that's crystal and jib, and
That's a more stronger one that.
yeah, jib. That's not the same as rock. That's a little bit more chemical, but it hurts the brain if you smoke too much. And with that stuff too, you sit in one spot for too long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw you take a shot just now and you're normal.
Oh yeah. That's
But
the,
when you take a shot just now and he's here normal. But when I see other people like passing in the street and they're like slumped over and bent over.
yeah, I know. That's the bad side effect of the drug. There, that's just people impersonating whatever they're smoking. But plus too, they're not necessarily smoking that shit too neither. But it's supposed to be for being inside, though. It's not supposed to be for outside in the
Yeah.
public or anything.
But you gotta remember, a lot of those people, I think they don't have anywhere to go. Like,
But that's just the way that my heart is. My heart's always been like that. That's why I live every day. I don't trust anybody and try to keep it peaceful. That's the way it's always been like that.
yeah, well, and since I've been here, it's like all the people that pass on this trail, like the popular people, I see everybody give you a smile, calling to you like you're that guy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy
That's
that's
just the
nice
way
to
that
everybody, and-
substance is. It's not jib, it's not crystal. I don't know what those things are made of, but I've tried it. It's not what I like. I don't like
Oh
chemical
yeah.
drugs
So you
or anything.
so you tried other drugs before?
Oh yeah, I've smoked all that shit before. I don't like that stuff. And that's why I don't go to the Sally or anything. I just do my time and wait for I get my money, and that's all. The police, well, they're still, they're not good people again too. And they'll still try to apprehend you, still beat you down, still fucking talk like shit.
So
to you, too.
so most of teenage life, like what did you do most of teenage
Drinking.
life?
That's the way I was raised.
So
I
you
just
never
drank
you never had a
40s.
driver's license before?
No, I was into stealing cars when I was.
So you
younger.
never had a driver's license before?
Yeah, I had a license and everything, but I never paid my insurance or anything. And my family, they never gave me no vehicles because I was born not to be working. That's why I was born like that. I didn't want to have to go to work like my family and everything too. Just like to sit at home, smoke weed, drink 40s all day, and listen to music.
So you were sitting on home drinking, smoking. So how did money come by to do all of that?
Well, my
the car
grandpa
stealing?
always gave me money, but I always lived on welfare when I was younger. Welfare is just $5.20, but I just kept my check for myself. My grandpa didn't worry about paying the rent or anything. He just signed the rent receipt, and that was all.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, welfare is only $5.20 a month, though. That's the way it's always been. I'm very fortunate to get the ODSP from this country too. Most people don't live too long because they don't have a good way of living.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I didn't want to work for a living. That's why I didn't go to school or anything. I just like to sit at home, play games, and get high.
Yeah.
Drink all day and communicate with my friends and shit. That's all I like to do when I was younger.
As I'm saying, like now, in this time and age, things elevate and way of living is become like more online. Like you can be an
Yeah.
influencer for Amazon, an influencer for so many different companies online where you could make revenues
Oh yeah, I know.
online. So that
I
would be your
didn't
9 to 5.
expect-
You're like you was a gamer, right? You could be a game streamer. If it was now in this time and age, you could be a game streamer. You could stream Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You could stream,
Yeah, well, my family was good that way, but I don't do that in front of my family neither, except for one person. But he's always just been a jail person, though. That's the way it was, too. It's
That's
only
what-
because I don't like working for a living. That's getting up at 4 in the morning, having to be at work till 7 o'clock at night. That's
That's
the
what I'm
worst
saying.
kind of
In
day.
this time and age now, if it was now like probably 10, 15 years ago, you could still do what you do and still make money from home. Like
Yeah,
you
I
could
know.
sit, drink beer, get high, play Call of Duty online, play. There's so much online games that you could play. You make money from right now. as a
But
gamer?
I come from a good family. They always had money. They always gave me my allowance every week, and then I do the same thing again. But I only buy weed though. That's all. Not smoking drugs or anything. But that's just the way that I was raised, not for work, and I just like to sit around and drink all day. That's the way I am. But I'm not sure how people really live every day in the States, so I was always hoping that they live more than one day from today.
I've been to the States. I've been to the States. I've been to the States once. But my experience in the States, I'm not gonna say it was a full experience because I didn't get the opportunity to do as much as I wanted. Because when I went, I was in New Jersey. Then I left from New Jersey and I went to Connecticut.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I was,
My father, he was born in New York. He's been all over there, but he's the honest people though. He goes to work for a living and
so
everything.
your father is still alive now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He owns. Well, I actually, I wasn't born over there, but when my mother and my father slept together, they were in New
Or in
York.
the
That's
States?
where he was born.
Yeah.
He was born on Cool Road over there, but I was over there once. I don't know. I don't talk to people too much, but I still believe that that's very true, though. Live today, gone tomorrow, kind of thing.
In the
you
States,
know.
in the States, I think the States give you a better opportunity than Canada. Like
Yeah,
in
if
terms
you go
of,
to school, though.
yeah, in terms of like, I think you could achieve more in the States, like own a house
Oh yeah,
at a tender age.
yeah.
Where,
That's a really good way of living. That makes a lot of money too. Plus, you get a lot,
yeah,
of
because
people, but you still have to go to school route and everything too, though. For me, I could do that. The people that I was with, they were for school, but they were only a 40 or they were 67 average. I'm an 87 average.
question, the question I always ask, I want to ask is, if you have a brilliant idea and how to start a business and make money in Canada, why is it so hard if you go to the government, if you go to the bank and say, hey guys, I'm looking like a 20,000 loan, I want to start a business, da da da. They're gonna tell you, oh, you just come to this country, you gotta build a credit first. So what if you have that skill and that mindset to make money without dipping into the system first, but you have all the necessary paperwork, so you gotta live here?
Yep.
They should give you the opportunity, don't you think so?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah. That's how my dad made a living. He went to school, earned a couple degrees and everything too. But he's just a carpenter, though. He's just woodworking and everything. But from what I've known, from the way that they work over there, if you really want to make money and you really want to live like an honest person, you can really do that too. But that's 17 hours at work every day again.
I think carpentry in foreign, in a foreign country, it could be Canada, the US. If you have a carpentry skill, I
Yep.
think it's a great skill because most buildings in the States and Canada is board. It's
Yeah,
board.
I know, but
The foundation is built by concrete, but most of it is board and
I always
installation,
figured
drywall.
that people like me that don't want to live for a living, if you don't come from a rich family, then you end up homeless again, and then again, shot by the police, and however that life works.
So,
I
so,
don't
so,
know.
so at what age you went homeless for the first time?
Actually, I've been on my own since I was 15. I was allowed to stay at home until I was 20, though, and then my grandfather passed away. My mother got too old, and my father, he was always a working person, though, getting up at 4 in the morning and going to work every day. But I come from a good family. I just didn't want to live like that because that's not who I am. But it is who I am. I am a good working person. I do know how to do a lot of things. But if I'm not making the same wage as everybody else, then that's not a good job to be doing again, too. And then again, with the way of working, if I'm not there for one day, then I'm back outside again, lose my family, and end up on the
But
street again.
working and wages in Canada, enough people don't understand, right? I gotta tell them, the more you work is the more you're paying the tax.
Yeah, I know.
You go to work, you're working $50 an hour, and at the end of that work week, you make over $2,000, and you're going home with less than $1,500.
Yeah, I know. That's very true. And that's people that worked and went to school and everything. When I was young, I made
And if you make over a certain amount of money in that span,
Yep.
you are gonna owe the government.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
are gonna
I
be
know.
eligible. You gonna get that thing in to pay the government tax instead of getting back a tax return. So now people say, no, you're paying into to this, or you're paying into tax into that. We're gonna get tax return at the end of the year.
Yeah,
not
that's
everybody get
very
back
true.
tax return.
That's the way that the police are. They owe them so much money, it's not even funny. But that's the way that those people are. But they don't make like they wanted to make. They're
Hmm?
kind of a little bit foolish and everything. But I was just a PlayStation guy. I like to sit at home and get high and drink and everything. Wasn't the working type. With that, yeah, I've been like that since I was 7 years old, dude. But I still went to school and everything too, and I can still read, do math, do my music and everything too.
So do you music as well?
Yeah, yeah, I made it to grade 11 in music. And yeah, my instrument that I was raised with was the trombone, but it wasn't too bad. But then again, not gonna find no music career in this country. But they did teach you how to write notes, and they did teach you how to write music, and
So
they
you
did
could say
teach
so
you.
you could compose at the end of the day.
Yep, yeah, just well, not composer music, but just regular instruments and how to play the drums and everything. But that's working again though. I'm just a PlayStation person, like to sit at home on the couch, smoke weed and everything too. But how people live in the USA, I'm not really too sure. But maybe I might go over there one day. You never know. But I don't like the idea of shot and killed and everything the way
With you
those people
with
think.
your record you got to do a lot of things to go to that place, man.
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of things on the news, but there is a lot of street violence over there in that country too.
Yeah.
People
You
live
see
the
they're
way
quick
that
to
they live.
so the street violence is more.
Yeah, I know. That's my only problem too. But I got a lot of money. In the States, that's the same thing. If you get beat up by the police, you get paid for that too. That's the same thing again. But the Hamilton Wentworth police, those people are all gone again because they got involved with those stupid film people.
The
However,
movie, the movie thing.
well, yeah, the guy was never making films. I don't know why they brought Crive over here. I'm not too sure how that happened.
So, you think about so what you think about the whole drugs thing in Hamilton? You think the government can do better to try to provide more infrastructure for the people on the streets and things
Yeah,
like that?
well, I was hoping that they would, though. That's the way they're supposed to be. They're supposed to keep the substance and not let it go like the marijuana or become extinct because it's not doing things properly. So I was hoping that Trudeau would really have real marijuana. Not
I don't.
just,
Trudeau is not in power anymore.
well, that I don't know, and that's
But
the thing
you
about
say
that person.
in his time he should have done something about it.
Yeah, the prime minister's position is only 5 years at the very most, and he was elected in 2017.
Think he
And
did 2 terms.
yeah, well, sometimes they give you 2 terms. It all depends on who's in power, who's in charge. But if the votes come in where you get a second term, he was prime minister for the second term by 35%. So that means he would have had 75% of the votes over the Conservatives and the NDP and whoever else was in the leadership over there. NDP, Liberal, Conservative, and NDP, Liberal, Conservative, and there's another group of people that are in the government. I'm not too sure
Anyways,
what that one is.
I'm gonna close this little small talk out with my friend here because I gotta go and cook that food. That's what I promised you guys, and I have all the stuffs in the bag, so I'm not going back home with it. So
Yeah,
this is an exclusive. I'm gonna see him again because he's on the trailer that normally runs. And,
yeah, I know. I've met a
so
lot
so
of
tell
different people
these
and everything,
what's your
too.
name?
My name's Tom.
All right, Tom. I'm gonna remember that name.
Yeah, thank you. I've been like the way that I usually do. I've been like that for a long time. But